Today, I was released from YouTube jail. I was banned for 7 days for making a video about Christians being persecuted in various parts of the world. The YouTube community guidelines are very clear that hate speech is not allowed on the platform. Sadly, the community guidelines are insanely unclear on what qualifies as hate speech. If you read the community guidelines, you'll find that glorifying or inciting violence is hate speech, and that encouraging hatred against a protected group is hate speech. But when you start getting takedown notices from YouTube, you learn that hate speech is actually any speech that anyone on the trust and safety team doesn't happen to like. If you criticize the British legal system, it's hate speech. If you show how a group like ISIS justifies its actions, it's hate speech. If you condemn honor killings, it's hate speech. If you have a public debate on the existence of Muhammad, it's hate speech. And now, if you report statistics on the persecution of Christians, it's hate speech. So I give the Trust and Safety Team an A+ for their relentlessness in targeting your channel and harassing you once they've decided that you're guilty of hate speech, but I give them an F for their ability to describe what hate speech is. Let's look at my most recent correspondence with YouTube so that we can better understand YouTube's attitude towards Christians. 1 week ago, YouTube sent me this takedown notice. Hi, Acts 17 Apologetics. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our hate speech policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube. Video: Global Persecution of Christians, Disturbing Trends. As you can see from the title of the video, it's about the persecution of Christians. In the video, it's less than 5 minutes long, I simply give an overview of the Open Doors 2020 World Watch List, which discusses the most recent data on the persecution of Christians in places like North Korea, Pakistan, and so on. On average, 8 Christians are killed every day for their faith. 23 Christians are raped or sexually harassed every day because of their faith. 10 Christians are imprisoned every day for their faith. 26 churches or Christian buildings are attacked, burned, or destroyed every day. All I do in the video is report facts. YouTube blocked a video that did absolutely nothing except provide basic facts about the persecution of Christians. Watch how YouTube describes the content of my video. How your content violated the policy. Content glorifying or inciting violence against another person or group of people is not allowed on YouTube. We also don't allow any content that encourages hatred of another person or group of people based on their membership in a protected group. We review educational, documentary, artistic, and scientific content on a case-by-case basis. Limited exceptions are made for content with sufficient and appropriate context and where the purpose of posting is clear. So, drawing attention to the persecution of Christians somehow amounts to glorifying or inciting violence, according to the human rights experts on the YouTube Trust and Safety Team. Think about the level of insanity here. If a police officer in the United States kneels on a man's throat and the man dies, everyone agrees that it's horribly wrong and that it must be reported. But if a police officer in North Korea or Pakistan kneels on a Christian's throat and the Christian dies, the Trust and Safety Team of the world's largest social media platform openly declares that the Christian's life is worth so little that if you so much as report what happened, you'll be banned. Check out the punishment here. How this affects your channel. Your channel now has 1 strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. A 2nd strike will prevent you from publishing content for 2 weeks. 3 strikes in the same 90-day period will result in your channel being permanently removed from YouTube. Now, I immediately appealed this strike and YouTube immediately rejected my appeal. But it gets even more ridiculous because 5 days into my ban, just 2 days ago, another reviewer for the YouTube Trust and Safety Team banned the exact same video. Scoring the touchdown wasn't enough. YouTube had to spike the ball. Hi, Acts 17 Apologetics. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video, Global Persecution of Christians, Disturbing Trends, was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. But this reviewer wasn't going to give me a strike. This removal has not resulted in a community guidelines strike or penalty on your account. The extra takedown did, however, allow me to submit an additional appeal. That appeal was rejected later the same day. Dear Acts 17 Apologetics, thank you for submitting your video appeal to YouTube. After further review, we've determined that your video is in violation of our community guidelines. Your channel has received a strike as a result. To their credit, YouTube didn't give me an additional strike. Even though I received 2 takedown notices and had 2 appeals rejected, I was only given 1 strike for my video reporting Christian persecution. Good times. Now think about this. Not only are we in the middle of a pandemic, we've got protests across the country, we've got an economic crisis. There's a lot going on. And YouTube still finds time to harass Christians for daring to mention what Christians in Pakistan are going through. YouTube always makes time to target Christians. That's dedication. My friends, it's easy to look at these platforms and think that they're benevolent. But if you've been making videos for years and you've seen over and over again which content they target and block, you start to see something a little more ominous at work. Some of the sickest, most morally depraved people in the world are working on the trust and safety teams of the biggest communications platforms in history, and they literally get paid to sit around silencing you all day. Their job is to silence people for having the wrong ideas. What am I going to do? Well, as someone who's spent more than a decade on YouTube, as someone who's posted more than 1,000 videos, as someone with more than 100 million views, I can tell you that when YouTube comes after you, there's massive pressure to do what the trust and safety team demands in order to protect your channel. Unfortunately for my channel, the Wood family motto is, if you're going to walk on thin ice, you might as well dance. So I'm more of a go out in a blaze of glory kind of guy. If they want to ban my channel, I will give them something to ban. I'll probably spend a good portion of this week blasting YouTube. If my channel somehow survives, I'll probably spend the following week reporting Christian persecution. If my channel survives both weeks, we'll see what happens. If they take down this channel, I do have another YouTube channel, which I only recently started posting on. I also have a BitChute channel. The links are in the description box. What can you do? Well, I recommend getting involved in the ongoing battle for the future of the human mind. There are tech giants that have unprecedented power to control the flow of information, and they're using it to push humanity in a certain direction. Don't let a bunch of narcissists control you and your family and your friends. Fight back. Your speech is currently being controlled by cowards. If you push hard enough, they'll back down. That's what cowards do. As for this particular situation, my banned persecution video is on my BitChute channel. If you haven't watched it yet, please do. The link is in the description box. And once you've watched it, come back here and let me know in the comments section how 3 separate YouTube reviewers all concluded that the video is hate speech. There was the original reviewer who blocked it, then there was the reviewer who rejected my appeal, then there was the reviewer who rejected my bonus appeal. See if you can figure out what I'm missing here. Some of you might want to contact YouTube. The only way I can think of to contact YouTube is through the Team YouTube page on Twitter. If you'd like them to clarify their hate speech policy, you can send a message to @TeamYouTube and ask them why they're blocking videos about Christian persecution, why they view reporting statistics on Christian persecution as hate speech, and so on. You can give them the link to the banned video on BitChute and ask them to explain their reasoning. Or you can share the link to this video and ask why they have such a problem with Christians. There are politicians who are willing to confront the social media tyrants over their censorship policies. You can pass this video on to any politicians who are putting together a case against the platforms. I have a lot more examples of censorship than this one because this has been going on for years. And if you want to understand why they've been getting away with this for so long, I made a video about that on my other YouTube channel. It's called Understanding Trump's Executive Order on Preventing Online Censorship. But I go through the law that's given rise to the current problem. I would have ended this video by saying that I'll talk to you tomorrow, but I just can't say that anymore because I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow. So I hope to talk to you again sometime, somewhere. No way of knowing until it happens because the speech police have way too much power for now.